So hi friends, now we are at day 8. So we will continue our playlist of TCS NQT 2026 and most repeated coding questions. So I will start with two means first important question, that is the most repeated question, and this question is being asked in the previous year too, related to anagram. So I've already given you homework, so must comment that whether you have done the homework or not. This question I've already given you in the previous day. So if you haven't done, then again say try to first solve by yourself. If you can solve, then that's fine. You can continue with our video and you can get through the logic. Again saying friend, hands-on experience or hands-on practice is important to crack this exam. So question is, check if two strings are anagrams or not. Now what is the problem statement? You have been given two strings s1 and s2. Check whether they are anagram of each other or not. So when we can say that two strings are anagrams, so both can be called anagram if they contain same number of characters with same frequency, and order does not matter. This which is very important point, that order will not matter, but yeah, they should contain the same character. It should not contain any different character or like that. And you have to basically return true if they are anagram, otherwise return false. So these are simple questions. So must comment your approach, that what are the approach you are trying to apply. Let me come to example 1. S1 is listen and S2 silent, so both are anagram. Why? Because if we will count all the character L, I, S, L, then I, then S, then T, and then E, and then N. So all will be 1 1 1 1, and in both, that means in both string both are equal, means count is also equal and character is also equal, so it will basically print true. Now coming to example 2, hello bird. So obvious these two strings are not equal, or you can simply say count of characters are not equal, so this will print false. Coming to third example, triangle and integral. Again, both are containing same characters as well as frequency is also same, so this will be anagram. So you can apply lots of important approach in these things. So approach 1, you can apply that sorting method. So what is the sorting method? Just try to sort both the string and just check it or compare it. Okay, so this is important, that if they are equal then it will be anagram, if it is not equal then it will not be anagram. So time complexity for doing this will be O n log n. Why? Let me come to the solution, then you will get clear cut idea. So bools are anagram, means just I'm first of all I'm including the library. So using namespace standard and taking the input, means both input I'm taking. Again, if you haven't gone through our video related to the input scenario, that how to take input in TCS NQT, then I will suggest must go to this video. Okay, where I have clearly discussed about the different input scenario, because in exam they might not ask you a question directly. You have to take input in various scenarios. So again saying, those who haven't gone through our video, go through it, that will be important. So here, for the sake of your understanding, I'm just taking the default string. Okay, so string s1 equal to listen and s2 equal to silent, and I'm just comparing both, that if r anagram s1 s2, if it's so, then I will return true, otherwise false. So coming to r anagram or anagram function, so here I'm just passing the two parameter s1 and s2 and comparing that if s1 dot length not equal to s2 dot length, which will be our base case, means if length is not equal, then obvious it will not be anagram, isn't it? Because for anagram, count of strings should be equal as well as string should also be equal, means frequency of character in that particular string should be equal, as well as particular character should be equal. So if length is not equal, means what? Frequency is not equal. So if frequency is not equal, I will return directly false. No need to go for the further approach or further process. But if both frequency are equal, then I will just sort this s1 dot begin, s1 dot end, and sort s2 dot begin, s2 dot end. Again saying friends, in exam it might happen that your compiler will not support sort function, so you should note some of the important sorting algorithm like vowel sort or insert sort. At least one sort you should note. Okay, but in most of the test cases, or you can say in most of the phases, it support. But again saying, don't completely depend on the TCS, because they usually use old compiler. I don't know why, but you have to face these consequences. So if you are not getting, or if you are not noting these all points, so these are so simple approach. Coming to the Java solution, again this is the things, when same approach I'm applying, taking the input and coming and calling the r anagram function, passing the string as parameter, and same things, checking just length, and I'll just basically converting first into array. So char ar1 s1 dot 2 char array, means just converting, so I'm using the 2 char array functions. And similarly for r2, means array2, I'm declaring, and just I'm trying to sort it and just comparing it. Means if return means return arrays dot equal arr1 arr2. So equals function, it will basically compare the string. If it is not equal, then it will return false, otherwise it will return true. So this was simple Java solution. Coming to Python solution, so Python solution is very very short. Just you can see I'm taking the input. Okay, remember you have to go through the video related to how to take input. Again, I am giving you stress, and try to write the code from scratch by yourself. Don't take help from anything or anywhere or any resource. So if length not equal to means length of s1 not equal to s2, I will return false. Otherwise, just check that return sorted s1 equal to sorted s2. So those who are doing Python, the sorted is inbuilt function. You can use that. Okay, and after sorting, we are just comparing this value. And second approach coming to that is frequency counting. Okay, so frequency count means what? If length differ, then directly this will your base case return false, and I will just count the frequency of character and decrease count of string using second string. And if it becomes 0, then I will return true. If not, so I will return false. Let me give example, then it might be clear to you. Suppose I am writing the string as what? Silent, silent. So this is silent, and second string will be listen, listen. Okay, let me give space in this too. So yes, LENT, and this is yes. Now what I'm actually trying to say, that what are the approach I'm applying here for particularly this frequency counting optimize. So I will just count the frequency of character in both string. Okay, so suppose it means you can also use, if you want, you can also use two pointer approach. So you are free to apply any logic. So suppose here I will count yes. So I will basically declare, you can see here I am declaring here frequency s1, and I'm counting this character and adding this. Similarly, frequency s2 and subtracting this, and just comparing that. If frequency of I not equal to 0, I will return false, otherwise return true. So what actually I'm trying to say here, that I will count the frequency of all string, and for first string I will increase this. Means if I'm getting yes, then this will obvious plus 1, isn't it? I for this one plus 1. Now for the second string, what I will do -1. If I'm getting L, then wherever there will be L, so suppose for first string silent, L equal to +1, and E equal to +1, and N equal to +1. And same thing is T. Now if I will move to this L, is that was +1, so here I will decrease it -1. Okay, I mean for second string I'm saying. So you can also apply this approach to the two pointer approach. I, so again -1. So L will be 0, I will be 0. So at last we will move to the conclusion of all the string count or frequency of all the string, sorry, all the character will be 0. So I will return true if we are getting 0, otherwise return false. So same approach I am applying here. Coming to the Java solution. So before moving to Java solution, let me dry run and show this in the compiler. Okay, so these were our code, and this was basically related to the means I am just showing you the first approach. You can dry run the second approach by yourself. So just I'm passing the listen and silent function, then you can see this is returning true. Now if I'm trying to change this value, suppose I am giving any value, or listen ki jagah I will means I'm putting good. So obvious both are not anagram, so it will return false, isn't it? Because count will be not equal. So clearly you can say this is will return false. So you can apply any approach, who means whatever approach you are getting, but I will suggest use this optimize approach, that will be better. Okay, yeah, again saying friends, in exam if you know optimize approach, then don't go for the brute force approach. Brute force approach is only in case of emergency. Emergency means you are not getting any logic, then only apply for that. If you are knowing the optimize approach, directly do that and don't waste your time in NQT exam. That's the thing. Coming to Java solutions, so you can say same things I'm applying, taking the input, calling the Anagram function. Now coming to Anagram function, here I will just check the length. If length is not equal, I will return false, and declaring the frequency array of size 26, and traversing the array, and just adding this value. Means in the array s1 dot char at I minus a plus plus, and s2 dot char at I minus means a or minus minus. So this will basically same same logic I'm saying that it will +1 and at least -1. So all will be 0. If you are getting 0, then it will return true. You can say here, if count not equal to 0, I will return false. If it is so, means if we are getting 0, return true. Same things I'm applying with the Python. So here I'm declaring, means checking the base case that length not equal to this, so return false. And frequency array, and just counting this plus and minus, doing this same things, same approach I'm applying. So you can go through it. Now friends, I will provide all the solutions PDF in the description. Okay, so you can go through it. Now coming to next, and again very important question, again saying you can keep star mark to this question. Those candidates who have appeared in 2024 or 2025, I think you can correlate with me. Subarray concept is very important, and there are lots of questions coming to that. So in upcoming videos I will try to cover various category of subarray questions too. So what is the question? Count subarray with sum equal to k. Okay, so you might get this question in TCS NQT 2025 exam too. Okay, if you have gone through our playlist related to 2025, then you might face this question. Okay, and again saying they might not ask you direct things that you are given an integer array of size n, integer k, and your task is to find the total number of contiguous subarray whose sum equal to k. They might not give you, but logic will be same. Okay, they might give you descriptive way, but you have to grasp the logic. Okay, focus on input output, then you will get the idea that what exactly you have to do. So subarray is what? A contiguous non-empty sequence of element within the array. So this is n equal to 4, and checking the array, and 3 1 2 4. So k equal to 6 means you have to basically get the value k equal to 6. So output will be 2. Why? The subarray whose sum equal to 6 are what? 3 1 2, that will be 6. Also 4 2 will be 6. So total subarray you will get equal to 2, means sum equal to k, total subarray will get equal to 2. Alright, same things coming to the n equal to 3, array will be 1 2 3, and suppose target value is 3. So how many possibles are there? So there are two possible combination, 1 2 subarray and 3 is also subarray. So answer again will be 2. So what are the approach you can apply? So one of the efficient approach for solving this is prefix sum plus hash map. So use a prefix sum to keep a track of cumulative sum, and use a hash map, use a prefix sum to keep track of cumulative sum, and use a hash map to store the frequency of prefix sum. Okay, so here I will use the hash map, and you have to just basically means traverse the array, and you have to apply the logic. So if current sum minus k exists in the map, it means that there is a subarray ending at current index sum k. So I will just increase the count value. Okay, and let me come to the solution. And friends, for I know that for first question I haven't discussed you the time and space complexity, so must comment you. Okay, you should also do some homework now. Okay, so I'm knowingly not discuss the time and space complexity. Coming to this C++ solution, you can see I am including the all library. Okay, so you should know that what are the library we are gonna use in your solution. Okay, because in NQT again bits std C++ might not load. So first of all, I'm taking the input. So for the sake of your understanding, I'm taking the default input or user input, not I'm taking. Okay, so target value is k equal to 6. Now count subarray, just I'm calling these functions. Now coming to count subarray, so here I am declaring the map. Okay, int mp, declaring the temporary variable prefix sum equal to 0 and count equal to 0 for getting the number of subarray. Okay, now mp0 equal to 1. Why I'm doing that? To handle subarray starting from index 0. Okay, so that's why I'm just maintaining mp0 equal to 1. Now I will just traverse the array. So I equal to 0 to I less than array dot size I plus plus prefix sum plus equal to array size, means array I, means I will just give, or I will just sum the current value in the prefix sum, and I will try to find in the map that whether in map we are getting or any value exists that is prefix sum minus k. If it's so, then I'll just count it, and I will basically do that. Okay, so now I will just update the prefix sum. So this is the simple logic I'm applying. I think those who are following my YouTube channel, you might get this solution. I have already discussed this solution lots of time. Okay, so this was our approach, and at last I will just return the count. Let me come to the compiler and show you the compilation of this code. Okay, so this is our code. Same things I'm applying. Okay, this is count subarray, declaring the order map, declaring temporary variable prefix sum. Okay, and here I'm just passing the array and the target value. Okay, so same logic I'm applying. Let me try to run these things. So when you will run, you will getting the 2. Why 2? Because 3, 1, 2, 4. How many? Means target value is 6. So you can get 3 plus 1 plus 2, that will equal to 6. Also 4 plus 2 will be 6. So total 2 combination you are getting. That's why it's giving the output as 2. Okay. So coming to next Java solution. So declaring the public static void main count subarray, and here I'm declaring the hash map, integer map, new hash map. So this is the way to create hash map in Java. Now temporary variable prefix sum equal to 0 and count equal to 0. Now to handle subarray, same things that I have done in C++. To handle subarray starting from index 0, I will just put in the map the value that will be 0, and traverse the array maintaining the prefix sum. So prefix sum equal to plus num, and I will just check that whether any value exists is not, which is prefix sum minus k. If it's so, then I will just count that value and update that into, okay. And same things I'm doing that and return count. Okay. So I hope you got the solutions. Coming to the Python solution, so same logic I'm applying, defining the function prefix sum, declaring the value count, and handling the subarray starting with 0. Now I will just traverse the array and maintaining the prefix sum and check that whether in prefix sum minus k which exists in map or not. If it's so, then I will just increase the count value of that corresponding value, and these are the things I will do. So this is our solutions, and I will give the homework questions in the comment box. Okay. So आप लोग homework नहीं करे इसलिए that's why I'm not providing you here. Okay. So I will just, means after saying at least 10 or 15 comment, then only I will give you homework. Because friends, you should be attentive here, and you should basically give the reply, and you should give any suggestions or any things which you want, means which I should improve in this lecture. Then only this playlist will become helpful, and it will become wonderful playlist. So keep practicing coding and keep learning, and also focus on the other part, that is aptitude too, okay, such as maths, reasoning, English, that is also important. So focus on all those scenarios. Hope informative to you. Again saying, utilize these important day very carefully, okay. And this is the golden opportunity. Again saying, TCS is hiring a lots of candidates in this year, so that is good news for you. But you have to utilize time, you have to solve question, then only you will get the opportunity, you know very well. So milte hain, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.